Hey, podcast here. Frank Sasso here from New Pod City. Just want to let you know, August 3rd to the 6th, August 3, 4, 5, and 6 of 2021, we will be heading down to Nashville, Tennessee for the Podcast Movement 2021. If you want to come and join us in Nashville, Tennessee, August 3rd to the 6th, 2021, you can go to podcastmovement.com, buy your tickets, and be sure to type in New Pod City to receive a 30% discount off your ticket. That's right, New Pod City, all one word, no spaces, to receive a 30% discount right off your ticket price. We look forward to seeing you down there. Sasso out.
This is Jeff.
This is Brandon.
We're the Film Blurs. This episode is brought to you by...
If you're a digital video editor, you need Edius. Edius is all about giving editors the creative freedom to create any application environment. It is designed to put the power in the hands of the editor with incredible flexibility. Edius, editing refined. Edius allows multiple users to edit, work with content as it imports, and getting content to the user incredibly fast. Check out the latest version of Edius that just launched. Download a 30-day trial today at edius.net. Get your films on with the Blurs.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, won't fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Rondo's got what plants
It's got electrolytes.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Here's Brandon and Jeff.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 11 of the Film Blurs. Holy shit, it's been 11 of these so far.
Has it been 11?
God damn.
Oh, man. All right.
Time is a fucking...
Time is a construct.
Yeah. Matthew McConaughey was right. Hi, I'm Brandon Norwood. I'm the protagonist. I am also the father of Joe's kids, and I had to sit the kids down and let them know that they're not going to see Joe for a while. Joe decided to do some illegal shit with some fireworks, and he almost blew off his dick. He blew off his asshole, and now he's he's laying up in a prison ICU. Had to tell the kids. The kids looked at me. They're like, oh. Well, that don't matter. We don't care. You're our dad. Let's go blow some shit up. I was like, okay, let's have fun. AKA B. Wood the Magnificent.
I'm Jeff. I don't have nearly that big an intro. You can call me MC McGuffin. I'm working on that. I'm sourcing the interwebs for another brand. Let's go back to how a man blows off his own dick. How do you blow off your own? It was his dick and his asshole?
Yeah. I mean, apparently this motherfucker was gonna have the kids over and show off this fireworks display he was gonna do. And you know what this motherfucker did? He blew them all at once.
All of them.
All of them.
Like he had a sack full of fireworks. He went across the bridge.
He bought 3 or 4 boxes worth of fireworks, of like the big heavy duty ones.
And he decided to like fucking flat earther this shit and like build his own space rocket and just sit on it.
I can't explain insanity. This is why these kids don't respect him. They call me dad.
That's why they call you Big Papa. I don't know. What the fuck, man?
I don't know.
Well, I hope his recuperation in the prison ICU, which probably has to be the worst ICU to be in, is speedy.
Well, I mean, at least he won't have to pay for food. He doesn't have to pay for rent. I mean, I'm pretty sure his landlord took his shit already. Like as soon as he heard about that, he's like, "Oh, all right. Well, the TV's mine, and all the rest of this shit goes to the street."
Yeah, well, you gotta get that Vizio. You gotta get that Vizio.
So we'll see you in a few weeks, nigga.
All right. R.I.P. Joe's nuts.
We like to give a shout out to not only to New Pod City and the whole team at New Pod City, including Frank and Will. Also, shout out to Rich and Tim Unleashed. Shout out to MJ with Dear Sis on New Pod City. But we like to give a shout out to the Fast family. Y'all have like made my phone day and night this past week blow up with the fucking notifications from the last episode of F9.
Fucking Dom's Demons, baby.
Jeez, like, y'all shout out to the Fast family. Y'all Y'all the best fan base in the world besides the BTS fan base.
Right, because the Fast family understands. They get it.
Yeah, you know what? Let's cross over fandoms. Vin, you need to have BTS do a song for the next one.
Yo.
Imagine how pure those two fan bases will. Just like, man.
Like if like, so the BTS fan base was weaponized so well that it toppled a government, you know, or it clowned Trump so well. Can we get the Fast family weaponized like that? Can we use them for like good?
Yeah, man, because like literally everybody who's been hitting us up about the show is loving it and has like nothing but the kindest things to say. And like that was like the only fan base that has been this kind has been BTS, because when BTS guested on, what was it, SNL, I was like, who the fuck are these guys? And then like, and you know how people are, they're
right.
like, fuck you, you don't know. No, they all like, I had all these girls coming to like, well, they're these pop group from Korea. These are their hits. You should take a listen. And they're explaining it all nice to me. I'm like, you girls are very nice. And they're like, yeah, we want people to be fans.
Wait, there's a non-toxic fandom out
there? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, yo, listen.
What?
If for anything, I will ride and die for BTS because the fan base is one of the nicest.
Oh my God, there is a fan base out there that is full of positivity and joy and understanding.
I wonder why Zack Snyder can't attract that fan base.
What? All right. So big up to the Fast family. We love you guys. It seems that you love us. For Fast 10, let's see if we can get an on-set set visit. I want to see how Tej gets off the space station.
Well, I did after we did the episode, I did send you an article. It was like last Monday or Tuesday.
Man, that was 5 pills ago.
Vin Diesel is producing a Cypher spinoff.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
And I'm just like, wait a minute. Why is he cool with the Cypher spinoff, but nobody else's spinoff?
Because.
All right, so
Charlize Theron. That's why.
All right, well, I guess in F11 or F10, she's gonna be redeemed and get her own spinoff.
Right, because every bad guy in the Fast series gets a redemption. Like they're always on parole for some shit. It's like, all right. Yeah. I mean, you did kill the mother of my baby, but
everybody loves a comeback story, huh?
Yeah.
Jason, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Because in F7, we start off with Jason Statham walking through the hospital. He like decimated and like he killed everybody.
Right?
Like he killed so many people and now he's a good guy. I'm like, wait a minute. Let's not forget about all the people who have nothing to do with the family.
Who are just dead.
Yeah, man.
Right.
You murdered a whole hospital.
But we find out in Hobbs and Shaw that he wasn't really a bad guy, though. They set him up.
You can't murder 300 people and then say, "Oh, I was just having a bad day."
I mean, you can. I don't know if it holds up in court. You can say anything.
I don't know how that holds up on me liking you either.
So yeah, let me see how the Cypher spinoff works. And once again, I am super impressed that Charlize Theron is the Thanos of the fucking Fast and the Furious series. It's amazing to me.
So speaking of, we
her
forgot
and her bowl cut.
She went from white dreadlocks to
right. Cypher needs to kill her barber.
Her stylist needs to be shot. Yeah, but we forgot to mention last week there is a mid-credit sequence for F9, and it involves directly justice for Han. We don't see how that justice is played out, but it's a nice little scene. Hopefully that's resolved in the next one.
Are we talking about the punching bag scene?
Yep.
Okay,
yeah. Justice is coming slowly. Right. Slowly.
Is it justice or is it just like, all right, bro, I mean... Yeah, we're fucked up.
You know,
right, let's hug.
If I was Han, I'd look at him right in the face, real quickly whip out a pistol and shoot his kneecaps off. Now it's justice.
Oh, wow, that's all right. Well,
your kneecaps. You tried to take my life. I take your kneecaps.
But I think Jason Statham could kick ass even like with nubs.
I'll make sure to get him in the stomach too, real quick.
Like, have you seen his stomach, man? It is like a 10-pack. You can't. That's all Kevlar.
Well, I'll have to take 3 to the stomach.
All right. Well, we'll work on a plan to kill Jason Statham in the movies.
Deckard Shaw.
Deckard Shaw. We love Jason Statham. I guess. Do we? Yeah, he's
good.
He's good.
He's cool, man.
Like, I can always watch a Jason Statham
man.
film. Like,
man.
I've never not enjoyed a Jason Statham film.
Exactly. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Except just be British and cool.
Yeah, exactly.
So like he's fine by me. Also, this one they went back to shooting on film because it's Justin Lin. Justin Lin's like, yo, we're going back to shooting on film.
Well,
for F9.
you can definitely tell in those flashback sequences, especially that first. The first scene where we're at the racetrack, you could definitely tell that was filmed.
The only thing to me that seemed digital was like the aerial shots during the London chase where Helen Mirren was driving. When they were driving over the London Bridge, I was like, that's digital, of course. But for most of this was film.
If you care about the process, you get good results. You know? And part of the process is shooting on film.
Yeah, so shout out to Justin Lin. Please never leave this franchise. Well, you already signed in for the last 2, but yeah,
he needs to Kevin Feige it. He needs to just, like once the spinoffs happen, he needs just puppet master this shit.
He doesn't have to direct all of them, but I would like to see him direct one of these. I would like him to do either the female-led spinoff or a Roman and Tej one, or maybe Han's his boy. And so,
right. He started like that.
Han and Giselle.
Right, because Han, Tokyo Drift was his first, was Justin Lin's first, major motion picture, right?
No, it was Annieopolis that came out the same year.
That's right.
But that's the same Han for Better Luck Tomorrow, his first film. Right. So, man, Han's his boy.
I got to go back to watch Better Luck Tomorrow.
Such a good movie.
I always remember it killed on the film festival circuit, and I loved it when I watched it. But I'm still having a hard time reconciling that that's the same Han.
Especially because it makes Han a uber scumbag because he got away with literal murder. Like, if you guys haven't seen the movie, I don't want to get too into it, but like it's loosely based off a true story, and like it was so outrageous at the time that even Ebert had to stand up at a film festival and defend the film, saying like, yo, movies aren't supposed to make a moral choice for you, dude. That's on you.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I gotta go back and watch Better Luck Tomorrow. But it's crazy.
All right. Well, Jeff, what have you watched lately?
What you watching? What you watching? I said what you watching? What you watching?
What are you watching?
Oh, that just makes me want to fucking dance. So what have I been watching? All right, I've been watching a whole lot of stuff because holiday weekends are for packing your life full of entertainment. And let's give a shout out to 4th of July, Happy Colonizers Day.
I don't celebrate 4th of July. That's the white man's holiday.
It's like I celebrate Captain America Day.
Yeah, I'll celebrate Cap because shout out to Cap. He became a war criminal for us, man. For the people, he defied the U.S. government, became a war criminal, and then made his best friend, who's black, Captain America. So I mean, like Steve Rogers, he's invited to the cookout. As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, with that old school World War II potato salad too.
Yeah, he understands.
So what have I been watching? People have been sleeping on Apple TV lately.
Why is that?
It's just like no one talks about it. We always talk about Amazon Prime or Netflix or Hulu, but like the conversation never goes to Apple TV. And Apple TV is consistently pumping out really, really good content, So I started watching Physical.
Oh, that's the Rose Byrne joint,
That's
right?
the Rose Byrne joint. And it is incredible. It is super hilarious and dark.
Okay.
All right. So the story behind Physical is it takes place in the 1980s. It's about a set-upon housewife who, she has an eating disorder, and she's always constantly like degrading herself mentally and stuff like that, and putting her wishes and her joy and everything like that, aside for her husband. Well, she discovers jazzercise, aerobics and shit like that, right?
Right.
And it's like her journey through like discovering this and eventually building an empire off of it. And it's well acted. It's well shot. It's like too well shot for TV, and that's something that's been happening like for over the last 10, 15 years.
Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. They're like mini movies every week.
Like they actually care about how it looks. And there's so many there's so many sweeping camera movements in this, right? And so many like just great beauty shots that it's like, God damn, they must have spent some money. But the best part about this show is the internal monologue of the main character, because you know me, I hate a voiceover. I fucking hate a voiceover. I think it's lazy writing unless you can do it really well. If you can't do it really well, then don't fucking do it. And we're going to talk about that with one of our main movies.
Well, it should be used as world building too, not throughout the whole thing to drive. It shouldn't be the driving force of the fucking movie. Like I said, we keep coming back to it. Lord of the Rings, they use Gadriel, Cate Blanchett's voiceover to just world build it. It's only the first 10 minutes, and that's it. You have no more narration for any of those movies.
Right. But Rose Byrne's character's internal monologue is like you're speaking to yourself, because she's so negative about herself through it. It's not so much it's not her narrating what's happening on the show. It's her narrating, like it's her mental voice. It's her internal voice, and it's shitty to her. She's always beating herself up, calling herself a fat loser and stuff like that. And so we get that side of, people with, food problems, issues with dietary issues, weight problems and stuff like that. And it's hilarious, and it's also like, I get it. Everything she says through her internal monologue is stuff that all of us have said at one time or another, but we can't admit it to the rest of the world. So she's a perfect cipher for the viewing public.
Yeah. Okay.
So give it a chance. If you have Apple TV, do not sleep on physical, because not only is it like kind of heartfelt, it's hilarious, and I can't wait to see where this thing goes.
All right. What else have you watched?
Well, from that, because I was binge watching, I just want to give a special mention to On Becoming a God in Central Florida.
Oh, that's the Kristen Dunst on Showtime joint.
Right. So like, I was watching physical, and Apple TV was like, hey, if you like this, you'll like that, right? I was like, all right, I'll give it a chance. It is so good, and I'm so mad it was canceled.
Damn, Kristen Dunst is having it rough.
Yeah, what was going on with her?
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Perfect. But this is so well acted. It's so funny. Pretty much I'll give you the elevator pitch. It's about a woman whose husband dies because he's wrapped up in a pyramid scheme. And in order for her to pay the bills and stuff like that, she gets wrapped up in the pyramid scheme. And it's like her misadventures in this cult-like organization. And it's her like just trying to navigate and stuff like that. It goes some weird, fucking really interesting places. It should have gotten another season at least, but Showtime, for whatever reason, decided to cancel it. It was just getting good by the 10th episode. Like, it was getting like really, really good. Okay. Like, I'm obsessed with it. Good. But that's all I got to say about that. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, because I think the more people who start picking up these shows, like watching these shows that got canceled, on like all these streaming platforms, the bigger the chance that we'll have sort of a Breaking Bad revelation, because if you didn't know, Breaking Bad was about to get canceled.
Yep.
Until it got on Netflix and people started binge watching it.
Yep.
You know, so hopefully some of these shows that didn't really get a piece of any kind of action will get some traction.
All right. Well, can I borrow your Apple TV?
Yeah, man. You can, like, I have it for another 10 days and then I'll start paying for it after that.
All right. Because I do want to watch something we're going to talk about later.
I don't know why my phone, why did my watch go the fuck off?
Technology, man, it happens. I was talking to Will, and my fucking phone started playing a video because, you know, ads have to have sound. They can't let you have the option of just cut the bitch off. You know what I mean? Right.
All right.
Speaking of cutting that bitch off, I'll talk about something I cut off later.
All right. I got a couple more movies I watched, but
keep going, man. Keep going.
So I watched America the Motion Picture.
Okay, so I don't have to talk about this.
We can talk about this together.
Okay.
You saw it?
This morning.
Yeah. So
I'm mixed on it because it started off funny, but then the joke died very quickly.
The joke died within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, I get what they were doing. They were making a satire on America using, like, blockbuster motion pictures. You know what I mean?
And I get that, but it wasn't. The thing about satire is you kind of gotta, like, hit it home.
Yeah.
By the end.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be some sort of lesson or resolution. That didn't happen here, and the jokes got kind of real boring real quick.
Yeah.
There was so much potential in this.
Yeah, I'm just because the only reason I watched it was because Lord and Miller produced it, and I was just like, all right, Lord and Miller, let them do it.
And it did not seem like a Lord and Miller project at all.
It seems like they just stamped their name on it. They gave, like, no creative input to this.
Right, because it was very slap shot, very, like, all over the fucking place.
It tried too hard to be edgy too.
Yeah,
it tried a little too hard.
Yeah, I mean, how is it that my favorite character was actually Benedict Arnold? you know, I love fucking werewolf Benedict Arnold for some reason.
Jason Mantzoukas is awesome as Sam Adams, and I'm just like, you know, between this and Infinite, like, yo, we need to put Jason Mantzoukas in something good.
Let's just write something for Jason Mantzoukas. Can we get Jason Mantzoukas a starring vehicle?
Yeah, can we? He needs a spinoff from John Wick, TikTok Man. Like, let him have his own movie as the TikTok Man.
Yeah, or something just totally original. That's just him.
Yeah, man, because you're too good to be doing these supporting roles in mediocre projects, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
fuck, that nigga's Rafi, man. Rafi forever, man.
Yeah, he's in Close Enough, that animated show on HBO Max from the creator of Regular Show. That's hilarious.
So there was this movie, I can't think of the name right now, that he was a star in. And he played. It was a road trip movie with him, and I can't really think of the other person, where he plays pretty much an insane person. And it was a kind of a beautiful film.
Okay,
I can't think of the name of it right now, and it's gonna fucking drive me crazy. But, like, so he proves that he can star in a film.
Yeah, man. Because maybe we should give him a spinoff for it. Yo, no, well, never mind.
Go ahead.
No, because it'll never happen. Because we talked about it before. A spinoff of his character from Infinite.
Oh,
that will never happen.
Let's just bury that. Like, if you haven't seen
Infinite,
don't. Good for you.
Yeah, don't.
I'm so glad.
Just don't. It's crazy how something's available for free, and we're just like, yeah, don't bother. But
I'm going through Jason Mantzoukas' fucking IMDb. Is there anything this dude hasn't been in?
Yo, man,
like, it's too long for me to find this movie. But just it's a road trip movie starring Jason Mantzoukas and some other guy who is not Jason Mantzoukas. And I want to see Jason Mantzoukas pull a fucking Tom Hardy and act against himself.
Oh, I mean,
how awesome would that be?
It has to be a comedy.
Oh yeah, it has to be a comedy.
Like I don't want to see that as a drama. Like my man's good in drama and dramatic films, but like that needs to be a comedy.
All right, so the movie is The Long Dumb Road. So
Okay.
if you get a chance, watch The Long Dumb Road, starring Jason Mantzoukas. And you will see that the dude can carry an entire film.
All right, man. Like, listen, I love listening to his podcast. I love like watching him in comedies. He's good. Whenever he pops up in something I'm watching, I'm like, oh, awesome.
Right,
You know what I mean?
It's like okay, it just got a little better.
Yeah,
like
so-
I'll stick around for it.
So, yeah, man. And Channing Tatum, man, he was perfect as George Washington. It's just like I said, like the material just
It was just it fell real flat. So
Killer Mike as the blacksmith. I was
and
like,
he was only in it for like
I rolled my eyes.
10 minutes, was it? Like
Yeah,
15 minutes?
Yeah, this shit.
Right. And like I wish they had really played into like the homoerotic escapades of Lincoln and Washington, because they kind of here's the thing, they touched on a lot of stuff. Like for a movie that was supposed to be edgy, they touched on a lot of stuff, but they didn't go full tilt with any of it.
No. It's lazy satire, as I like to call it. You get these movies that think they're like, saying something and they're really not.
Right.
Or they're spoofing something and they're really not.
But the thing about a spoof is you at least have to have reverence for the thing that you're spoofing.
Right.
In order to actually kind of dissect it and do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this just seemed like it seemed like the college humor version of whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and the overall message in the movie, I was just like, yo, man, I get this much better through a Rage Against the Machine album,
Right, yeah.
Like, sorry.
Yeah, so that's America the Motion Picture. And we're going to close out on a movie that totally surprised me. I started watching a low-budget horror film called Camp Wedding.
The
Right?
fuck?
Right. So it's a horror movie about this couple that's having a wedding at this old abandoned camp because they found it on Airbnb real cheap. Yeah. And it just happens to be the site of not only a underwater electrocution, an Indian massacre, and also some Salem witch trial, witch burning type shit. So it's all sorts of haunted. Right. And you go into it, you hate all the characters to begin with, which is a mainstay for these kind of movies. It's like, all right, I can't wait for this fucker to die. And it just kind of totally makes a left turn and gets really, really dumb and really interesting. And by the end, like, I've never said this about a horror movie before, but this movie is fucking cute. It is a cute horror movie. And I don't want to ruin any of the surprises that have to go with it. But if you get a chance, watch Camp Wedding, because, it does something. It does a lot of things totally different than your normal low budget horror. Like, we've got this camp, we got this camp backdrop. Let's put a guy in a mask, cover him in fake blood, and have chase around half naked women for 2.5 hours. It's really more than that. And I just don't like. I want to say, just give a shout out to the team at Camp Wedding. If you get a chance to watch it on, I think it's on Shudder or Amazon or any of those other services, give it a watch. And that's it. That's all I want to talk about when it comes to what I watched.
All right. Well, because I had the past week and a half off, and thank God I had the past week and a half off, I watched a gang of shit. So let's start with I finished The Croods 2.
I'm sorry to hear
So we'll
that.
move on from that. I finished The Croods 2.
Well, so, all right, so that's all you got to say. Like, so your first review of it is, I'm halfway through, and the second part of the review is, I finished it. That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say. The Croods 2.
We're going to get into another DreamWorks animation film a little later. I would like to say, last week they made an honest trailer for Luca, and they're like, it's better than the most recent run of DreamWorks animation films. And, you know, watching the one that I did yesterday. Yeah, I was just like, damn, even at their worst, Pixar's on another level, because Jesus Christ.
The worst Pixar film is still better than most people, like most studios' best film. I'm sorry.
So, I watched Greenland.
What, the one with
Gerard Butler?
Yo, you finally watched? I love that movie. It is totally, it's so stupid.
It's so stupid. And then as soon as I finished it, a news report came out saying Greenland 2 greenlit, everybody's coming back who survived the first one.
I'm sorry. Has there ever been a sequel to a movie about the end of the world?
No.
Wow. Because it's not like Independence Day where they stop the end of the world and you could have a dumb sequel. They just got to Greenland. And shit's still fucked up.
So that's what it's going to be about. It's about them trying to survive in the new ice age. So yeah, I saw Greenland. Let's move on to King Arthur. I rewatched that.
The one with
Guy Ritchie, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. I like it a lot now. Like, my brother bought it for me on a 4K Blu-ray, and look, man, it's Guy Ritchie doing a Dungeons and Dragons movie with the King Arthur mythos and with his Cockney street style. Yeah. And you know what? It works until it doesn't. The only things for me that doesn't work, and this is like my third or fourth time watching it, was Arthur's refusal of the call still gets on my nerves, because after a while you're just like, dude, you just gotta
fucking sack up.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. And then my only other thing is the siege on the castle.
Which one? The first siege?
Oh, no, the first siege. Yo, that's how they open the movie. That shit is hard.
Yeah,
that's hard as fuck. Especially where the soldiers start swaying back and forth and then they explode. I was like, that's hard. Like, nah, I'm talking about the end one, the one that looks like it's from fucking Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, like the moves Arthur was doing, like catching the arrows, like destroying the castle, all would have been cool if everything, including Arthur himself, wasn't CG. Like, you could have easily done this with people and then just filled the rest out with CG, bro.
That's honestly my biggest problem with that King Arthur film, because I just watched it a couple of weeks ago and I was like, oh, I'm kind of pissed off that I skipped on this. You know, I didn't watch it. And it's the last 15 minutes that, like you said, all that CGI. You know, like the last, you know, like the main fight at the end, it is pretty much just a fucking boss battle from like PlayStation 4.
Yeah, the nigga becomes Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, what the fuck is this, dude? Like, oh my God. Yeah, I honestly, I wish it was a hit so we could get a sequel, because I feel like a sequel would have murdered.
Right. I think it does. Like, that should be a new segment, like movies that deserve a sequel. I think they would have learned from the first one and really hit it out of the park with the second one.
Like, you could have Excalibur, like, you know, the sword being like so powerful it destroys shit, but then like do some practical shit. Like, it's suffering from the George Lucas syndrome of, oh, we'll just do it in post.
I love your George Lucas impression.
You know, like, because there's a scene where they're running through Londoninium and they get stuck in the training house, and Arthur finally fights with Excalibur for the first time, and it's cool because it's not CG heavy.
Right. It's CG enhanced.
Yes,
but not fucking.
So you see Excalibur's powers, but then you get to the last one, and it's just like, again, it's like watching the extended cut of the third Hobbit movie, where you're just like a 15-year-old just lost his fucking mind, man.
Yeah.
So, Criterion Channel, because I'm subscribed to the Criterion Channel, they have a new channel up for this month, and TCM's also doing it every Friday night, Neo Noir. So I missed this past Friday. I got to set the DVR, but I've been going through a couple on the Criterion channel. So I watched The Last Seduction and Body Heat. Both of these are about very, very awful women just literally getting away with murder.
Yeah.
I think it's the one thing I think that's cool about noir is like not every noir has a femme fatale, but most of them do have femme fatales. And these two movies are about femme fatales, and they're the villains of the story, and they both get away with it. And the movies don't try to redeem them.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know?
Yeah, like that's storytelling. The good guy doesn't always win.
Well, in the last seduction, Peter Berg is a good guy, but in Body Heat, William Hurt is not a good guy. So when he gets fucked over, it's like, yeah, man, you need to stop fucking. And like everybody told you, like even Ted Danson in that movie is like, yo, your dick's gonna get you in trouble. I'm like, yo, Ted Danson's telling you this of all people, like my man. And then in the last seduction, it got to a point in the movie where I'm like, bro, like time out. You just started having sex with this woman like 2 weeks ago. Like my man, calm down. Like, and what happened? He let his dick get to his brain. And I'm just like, yeah, well, now you in prison now, nigga. So, oh well. So,
all right. So.
I recently also rewatched Harley Quinn. No, I'm sorry. It's called Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I rewatched it again because I was like, I don't know, you know what? I'm in the mood to rewatch it.
Right.
I didn't like it the first two times I've seen it, but this time it was very cathartic. Really liked what was going on message-wise there, where if you know yourself and you're happy with yourself, then that's good enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't like the movie on the 3 times that I watched it, but I did like the character. Like I've never liked the Harley Quinn character, especially like this new resurgence now where it's shorthand for thought, and it's the go-to. It's replaced sexy nurse as the go-to Halloween costume for the unimaginative. But I like the character in the movie.
Yeah, man.
I like her.
Like I was thinking about, you know what? I think watching it this time, I'm like, the messages are strong despite the script. Like that's my only problem with the movie is the script itself, because I just don't think it's a well-written movie.
It's not well written. It's not well acted.
I do think it's well acted. Like, come on, fucking, what's my man's name? Ewan McGregor's killing it.
Okay, all right. Let me say this. All right, so the kid act, that's someone's cousin, right? I mean, like she's horrible. And like
she did what she was supposed to do. I'm not mad at that.
She was a horrible actress, and I can't think of her name. The Smollett.
Journey
Smollett.
You don't like her?
She didn't do it for me. Like she seemed a little too wooden.
I guess, man. I guess.
Like, I just like
different strokes for different folks.
And I expect more. I expected more from her, and especially seeing her work in Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, that just got canceled.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about that if you want.
No. That's different.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not upset that it got canceled.
All right, but again, that's different.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, it seemed that she was being outacted by everybody else.
I don't know about that. I thought everybody was strong. Like I said, the only weak link of that movie was just the script for me. Even though I think it was who directed that again? I gotta look who directed that, because she was.
It was another indie darling.
Yeah,
too.
She was. I think the director really brought out the themes of the script, despite the script not being very good. Kathy Yan, she did a great job. But yeah, man, I really, really like the message of the movie now. Just watching it, and I was just like, you know what, man, yeah, this is kind of cathartic, you know. I'm at a place now where I'm just like, yo, this is the happiest I've ever been. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like watching that. I'm just like, yeah.
I mean, and I will totally agree with you that sometimes a movie can be bad, but also it can be good for you.
Yeah. You
know,
if you catch it at the right time.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like some of my favorite movies are shitty movies, and
it caught you at the right time.
Caught me at the right time.
And you needed that at that point in your life. So, moving on from that, I saw this week's How Did It Get Made was Replicas, and that kept popping up in my HBO Max. So I was like, you know what? Let me watch it. What a piece of shit that is. Holy shit.
Is that the one with Gary Sinise?
No, Replicas is the fucking Keanu Reeves one.
Oh, yeah. That keeps on popping up in my feed, too.
Wow. Talk about, that is a choice. The movie. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah? Give me the elevator pitch for it.
It is about a scientist who is trying to clone people and put their consciousness in robot bodies, and it doesn't work. His family dies, so he clones them and tries to put them in robot bodies.
Sounds like it could be good. It sounds like it should be good.
The robots and the effects looks like they had $5. There's a lot of reggaeton and pop music. Like I get
that's what I love in my sci-fi movies, reggaeton.
I get that the movie takes place in Puerto Rico, but my man, like Keanu Reeves was a producer on this, and I by the time the credits rolled, I was like, what exactly happened here?
They gave him producer credit so he would show up. They didn't have enough money to pay his rate, so like, we'll give you a producer credit and we'll give you points on the back end.
Yeah, Replicas was
oh wow. Oh, I know what I'm watching this week.
And then you come back and tell us what you thought of Replicas. That's one I do want to know what you thought about. Hulu put all the Underworld movies up.
Yo, I was watching those this weekend too. I didn't know there was 5 of those motherfuckers.
And you know what? The only ones I've seen were the first one, and I didn't like the first one. And then I won, when I was living in Harlem, I won passes to a private screening.
Right.
And I did not notice, I don't know if it's still open or not. I don't think so. Planet Hollywood in Times Square had a screening room, and that's where we saw the third one.
Okay.
Yeah, like it was a hidden screening room, and it was like real intimate, like can only fit like 20 people. So it was like me and my boy and like 15 other people. We saw this Underworld movie like a whole month before it came out, the third one. And it was cool because it was a prequel, and it was like, and I have to stay attached to this whole shit because like Underworld's just, it's dumb as fuck. Like I didn't like the first one. It's like Romeo and Juliet with werewolves and vampires done with mid 2000s new metal aesthetic.
So here's my feelings on the Underworld saga, because I did rewatch most of those this weekend.
I only watched one,
just because it showed up.
I'll tell you which one I got into. I got into 2. That's the one I watched.
I watched 3, 4, and I'm about to watch 5.
What'd you think of 3?
3 was good.
Yeah, that's the only one I like. It's the only one I like.
4 was really bad, and it's really bad when you don't have enough money to bring back Scott Speedman. They CGI'd Scott Speedman.
Are you sure he just didn't want to come back, or what
the fuck's he doing? What the fuck's Scott Speedman doing?
You never know. You know how some of these actors get. You see how Vin Diesel is.
Right. But the thing is, when I first saw, like, in the theaters, the Underworld saga, I thought it was the best fucking thing ever, because it came out in my 20s.
Ouch, man.
Right. Yeah. Watching it as an adult is like, why is this movie taking itself so fucking seriously?
It is. I don't know how Len Wiseman is now like a revered action director, because you watching Underworld Evolution, I'm like, everything about this just sucks. And it felt like 3 hours, and the movie's only like an hour and a half.
Yeah. They're long. They're drawn out. They're like,
how does an hour and a half feel like 3 hours?
Because it's so dark and moody, and everything is so just serious.
Yo, the sex scene in 2, because I got to the part, there's a part where I had to stop and just fucking wipe tears from my eyes because I was laughing so hard because the sex scene. Scott Speedman is thrusting, and I'm like, bro, where are you thrusting into? That is not where her vagina is.
He did the Tommy Wiseau school of lovemaking on camera, where you just fucking hump the middle of the chest.
Like, it looked like his knee was fucking her vagina while his dick might have either fucking hit the air or fucking her belly button. That's the only two places his dick was.
So, this is in his writer. So Scott Speedman was like, yeah, so I got a pretty big dick, so we're gonna have to position, because everybody is fuck Scott Speedman knows Scott Speedman is fucks a certain way. So I, on camera, it's gotta look like I'm fucking her in the stomach, because that's how big my dick is. That's how Scott Speedman rolls.
And you know how I knew Kate Beckinsale was a good actress?
I'm gonna let you finish the joke.
She was selling the fuck out of those moments, those thrusts. Like, she was selling the fuck out of her. I was like, oh shit.
Like, dog, you ain't hitting nothing.
Yeah, I was
you
just
ain't
like,
hitting nothing.
yo, my man's is like a whole foot above you.
He might as well have been in the next room.
I was like, oh my god, fuck this movie.
That's why he wasn't back for the third one.
And I was gonna watch 4 and 5, but then after watching 2, I was like, I'm done. As soon as credits rolled, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out.
So like the fourth one, I had forgotten that I had watched it before. That's how bad it was. The first time I watched it, I was like, wait, they made two more Underworld movies? I put on 4. I was like, oh shit, I've seen this before.
Nigga can't even remember that.
Like, I blocked it out. Like some trauma.
Didn't one of them come out during the 3D boom and they're like shot in 3D?
The last one, no, the fourth one, I don't know if it was shot in 3D, but they were hoping for some 3D release because like shit was just flying at the camera for no goddamn reason, And then the fifth one, the last one, I was looking that up. That was made in 2016.
Oh, that was recent.
Yeah, it was like pretty within the last 5.
To the part where people were like, "Oh, they're still making those?"
Right. So I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna give you a review of Underworld Blood Wars.
Oh man,
the fifth and final movie in the Underworld saga.
Oh brother. I also on Hulu. I ate an edible yesterday, and this shit fucked me up. So I was in the mood to watch some retarded shit yesterday. I watched Willy's Wonderland.
Yo, I love that movie. I love the new fucking weird ass Nicolas Cage.
It is Five Nights at Freddy's made on a budget of $2. This shit is not good, bro.
Yeah, it's not good. No, it's not good at all.
It's one of the biggest pieces of shit. I'm like, yo, Nicolas Cage, you don't got to do this shit, man.
Yeah, he does, man.
I was like, you don't got to do this shit.
He's got the money now. Now he's got to do it for the street cred. He's got to just do weird shit.
He don't need to do that shit. He's doing Pig. Pig looks like an elegant movie.
Yo, so like I wanted to slap someone in a theater yesterday when I was watching The Purge because they had a trailer for the Pig up and these motherfuckers were laughing. I was like, you better respect Nicolas Cage. You better put some respect on Nicolas Cage's name.
Yo, when people say it's good, it looks good.
It looks good as fuck.
Just because it's a pet pig, like come on, man.
But the dude was also wearing an American flag hat, so
yeah. And watch it. We'll get into it, but watching that during that, I was like, "Woo, you're missing the point there, buddy." I bet you he was pissed by the time Forever Purge was done.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
All right, so watch Willy's Wonderland. I did not like that. Watched.
You gotta appreciate that he didn't speak throughout the whole entire fucking thing. That was a choice. That was an acting choice. All right.
Since we were on, I'm still riding this fast high, and I wanted to really start using Disney Plus more. I was like, let me watch some Disney movies. So I watched Race to Witch Mountain and The Pacifier. It's one's Vin Diesel, one's The Rock.
The Race to Witch Mountain, that's a remake, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually good. It's entertaining. Like, nothing's gonna change your world, but it's a nice like hour 40-minute, rock action movie.
Disney don't fuck up, man.
Yes they do, because The Pacifier is a piece of shit. So even The Rock makes better Disney movies, and this motherfucker's on his third Disney movie because Jungle Cruise is coming out in like 3 weeks.
Right.
This is all Vin Diesel has is The Pacifier with Disney.
I didn't even realize it was a Disney movie. I thought it was a Paramount.
No, that is a Disney movie. It is what they used to make in the 80s as family films. And like the thing is just like, it's either those 80s films are either really funny or they have very good action. And this has neither. Right. And it's written by the Reno 911 guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so they must have had to water that down.
Like it is not good at all. So, yeah, man. And the last thing I'll get into. Oh, wait a minute. Second, the last thing I'll get into. After I saw the Forever Purge on Friday, since my Alix reactivated, I was like, oh, let me see another movie for free. I went and saw Zola.
Yo, how is it? I want to see that so bad.
I wrote some stuff down and I'm going to bring it up to Jazenica Bravo. She's a black filmmaker. She's the one who made this, who directed it. Shout out to her. Her directing is very good. The sound design's awesome. Mika Livey did the score. It's very good. And shout out to the entire cast. The entire cast kills, especially Coleman
Domingo?
Yeah, Coleman Domingo. He fucking kills it.
Yeah, I wish he would get more acting roles.
Yeah, the whole cast killed it. But as a whole, as the movie itself, I'm just like, this is why you don't turn Twitter threads into movies, because reading the actual Twitter thread was more entertaining than the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah. So I mean, because the Twitter thread, man, you could hear that voice. Right, you know what I'm saying? And if I'm just watching them do it, I'm just like, yeah. It was better when I was reading it and had it in my head.
I mean, most things usually are, but like I was hoping for like this generation's sort of like fear and loathing.
Yeah, no,
like just a wild trip.
Nope. No.
Wow.
And so the last thing I'll get into is I got a screener on Friday. I did for the Boss Baby 2. Did you finish it? Did you finish this one? I finished this one, and this is one where it got to the credits. And I usually sit through the credits because they usually have scenes and shit during the credits. I was like, yo, cut this bitch off. So this seems like what's Dave Chappelle's character's name in Half Baked?
Thurgood.
Yeah, it seems like Thurgood was hired by DreamWorks Animation to write and direct a sequel to The Boss Baby. Because there's parts of this shit where I'm just like, nigga, like you guys had to been like smoking a lot of weed or like ate a lot of mushrooms to come up with this shit. Like I was laughing because I'm like, this is insane for a fucking children's movie. And then like with the rest of the movie, I'm like, this makes no sense. I was like, this whole shit is just insane. On like the villain of the movie is a baby dressed as an adult, voiced by Jeff Goldblum.
Okay.
That's addicted to sugar. And addicted, like he's always eating stuff and like eating candy.
Is he doing lines of sugar? Like,
bro, you know what? At one point, he takes a bag of sugar and is just shoving handfuls of sugar in his mouth, and he looks like the baby from Dinosaurs.
Cool.
You remember that show?
Yeah. Now I'm just saying, I'm trying to imagine Jeff Goldblum, like all the things that you're telling me. I'm trying to conceptualize that. I'm trying to make that appear in my head and not have it look like a nightmare.
Yo, it is this movie. Like I was watching it halfway through my edible trip, and there's just parts of it where I just paused it and started laughing, and just laughing so hard I was like literally crying. And my brother would walk into the room and he'd be like, "Yo, you okay?" And I play him a clip of the movie. He goes, "Oh yeah, all right, yeah." This shit is. I'm gonna watch it again because I'm just like, this is a horrible fucking movie, but I can't believe this got made. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is kids entertainment.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to get real high and watch this.
I was sitting there, I was just like, what the fuck is this? I can't believe adults came up with that shit, man. It is insane on every level. Just every level. Just insane. So
you're saying yes for Boss Baby 2 then?
Please don't pay to see this shit. Like,
I mean, it's on Peacock, isn't it?
The pay version of Peacock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll talk about it afterwards, but for everybody else, don't fucking pay to see this. Like, even if your kids are like begging you to see Boss Baby 2, you tell them little niggas, you're like, you know what? When that shit comes to Redbox, that's when I'll pay $1.50 because, you know, you shouldn't spend any money on it, but like $1.50 you're not gonna cry about.
Right.
But like, yeah, the audacity that they had to put this in theaters, like this should have just been Peacock exclusive.
They were like, we're gonna fill the seats. Boss Baby 2.
I mean, the motherfucker made money. So
did it?
It made $20 million this past weekend. That is sad. That's fucking sad, man.
Wait, so it's still it's on track to beat Tenet.
Oh yeah, let me do some cleanup. Everybody kept messaging me like, Brandon, you want to see Tenet in the theaters when scientists told you? I was like, no. I saw Tenet when New York City opened back up because New York City kept their theaters closed till March. And when theaters opened up in March, they're like, yeah, we're gonna have like a month long run of Tenet in 70 millimeter IMAX. So that's when I saw it. I was partially vaccinated. I wore 3 masks. So yeah, I didn't go back in last September, last August, where the shit was clearly like insane to go to a movie theater.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not stupid, niggas.
Yeah, so I mean, fuck you for challenging him.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah. New York City didn't open their shit back up till March.
Right.
So,
right.
haha. All right, so let's start with let's move on to trailer talk.
Roll camera and action.
It's time for some trailer talk.
Yo. I was in the middle of watching Greenland last Monday when this trailer dropped, and I stopped the fucking movie. I'm like, no, let's watch this on the TV. And,
oh yeah.
Nigga, I have HBO Max. I'm seeing this shit in the theater.
I've seen it in the theater after I rewatch all the seasons of The Sopranos.
Yeah, so we're talking about the Many Saints of Newark. Holy shit, did they put some money? This looks expensive.
Right. Like when I heard about this movie was like 3 years ago that they've been working on this. I was like, there's no way they're gonna pull this off. It seems like a stupid cash in.
David Chase, baby.
Right. Then I watched the trailer and I'm like, yo, fucking we're getting the Dickie Moltisanti story.
Yeah. Cause Dickie ain't around in
he's
The Sopranos.
Right.
It's Junior.
Yeah, so like everything about, like, I watched the trailer 3 times and it hits hard.
Yeah, like I get chills when the Virgin Mary appears on screen with the theme song.
Yeah,
at the end of the trailer.
Yeah,
especially I love how that trailer ends. He's like, you know, if you love your nephew, stay out of his life. And it's just like, damn, you think about what Tony could have been.
Right.
Like he's saying, like, I'm gonna be the first person in my family to go to college, and you're just like, damn, bro.
Like, he didn't have a fucking chance.
Yeah, man.
Like he was gonna be a criminal.
I was like, Dickie corrupted the shit out of you. God damn. Like, yo, now I see why Ray Liotta's so pissed. He's like, nigga, you could have had it all. Like, damn.
The only thing I did not dig about the trailer is how they had to put a Sopranos story at the end.
Apparently that's just the marketing title. Like the title of the film is still The Many Saints of Newark.
Okay.
Like they should listen, when you play the Sopranos theme song and then have the R in Newark be the gun, I think people are going to understand, especially when you say Liva Soprano, Tony Soprano, Moltisanti.
You would think they would know. But marketing people always assume that people are stupid. That's why Edge of Tomorrow is affectionately referred to as Live, Die, Repeat.
Colon. Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. So, yeah. So that's the only thing that I hate about the trailer, but everything else is just fucking.
Yo, because Vera Farmiga looks exactly like Liv from like the old woman Liv from the first season. I was just like, what? That is some good makeup.
And for those of you who don't know, Tony Soprano is actually being played by
Michael Gandolfini. He's
James' son.
Yeah.
And
he's been in stuff too, other stuff, and I was like, oh, that was him. He was good. So, and he looks to be good in this.
Yeah, so
damn, like I'm hyped for this shit.
Yeah, like I mean, it's not nepotism if the kid can carry the role.
Yeah,
so
and it looks like he can carry it.
Yeah,
looks like him too.
It does. Like it is pitch fucking perfect.
Yeah, man, I understand. This was supposed to come out last September, but you know how that went.
End of the world.
Then they pushed it to March to come out this March because it would still qualify for award season. And they're like, you know what, fuck it. Let's put all of our chips into Judas and the Black Messiah and put this out for next award season.
Right,
so
right.
October 1st, it's taken Dune's place because Dune was supposed to come out October 1st, but then they pushed Dune back by 3 weeks to October 22nd because No Time to Die comes out the very next week, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not playing with fire there."
Right.
So, yeah, man, I'm very excited to see Many Saints of Newark in a theater. Hopefully, I'll get a screener for that. We could go to a screening, with the Q&A because I'd love to hear David Chase talk about it. Real quick about Dune, I know it sucks it's getting pushed back again, guys, but as I told Jeff this, it is now playing. Not only the Venice Film Festival, where it's going to have its world premiere, but it's going to be playing at the biggest IMAX in Toronto for the Toronto International Film Festival. The dude who runs Toronto International Film Festival, he's seen the movie and he said, this is a movie that I hope doesn't get unrecognized during award season because it's a blockbuster. That shouldn't be held against it. Denis has created something very special.
Yeah, so like my hopes have risen for Dune. Like I hope it's as good as the hype surrounding it.
Yeah, man, I hope it's good so that way we could get because like we said, this is only the first half of the book, so we could get the other half of the book, and then if these do well, you think they're going to adapt all the books? We'll try to.
They'll try, but they'll fail. Like I think if this one hits, they'll definitely get a sequel. They might push out a trilogy, but if you don't have the same creative team on board for all of them,
I feel Denny's gonna dip after the second one.
Yeah, like so if it's not him during the third one, it's gonna be a steep nosedive.
But from what I understand too, is like the only good books are obviously the first one. Then the second book, Dune Messiah, and then the third one, Children of Dune, and then the rest were written by his son, and that's when people are like,
Okay, well, we'll see.
Yeah, so he's still doing the pilot for the HBO show. It's coming out next year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Dune the Sisterhood.
Okay.
So
that kind of segues into our next trailer.
Beckett.
Oh, you were talking about Beckett?
Foundation. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the whole reason why I want to borrow your Apple Plus. Because I want to. I've known about I've never read Foundation, but I know about the Foundation books.
Right.
This has influenced a lot of sci-fi. It's heady because even reading the plot description on Wikipedia, I was just like, wow, this is a lot to take in. And I understand why they've had trouble over the past 40 years trying to bring this to screen.
Because like even watching the trailer, I was skeptical because I'm going, this is too smart.
Yeah.
This looks too smart for audiences, and they've spent some money on this. Apple, I'll give Apple this: they do not shy away from putting some money into their properties.
Also, I think they might have gotten the wrong guy to adapt this because this is David Goyer.
Oh, it's David Goyer?
Yeah. Ooh. You know who was supposed to do this? It was Jonathan Nolan. It was going to be his show.
Really?
And I feel like he could have cracked it. But, you know.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, my hopes instantly dashed.
Yeah, because David Goyer's not that smart, man.
Right. I'm not shitting on David Goyer.
No offense.
Right. He does some of my favorite popcorn movies are David Goyer films.
Right.
But the foundation, it literally is the foundation for sci-fi for the last 4 generations. You know, like it's everything that you've loved has come from the ideas that Asimov laid in the foundation.
Yeah.
So
let's real quick say the big 3 that's been stolen from. It's been Dune, it's been Foundation, and it's been
the French thing. The French.
Okay, so 4. That's Valerian.
Valerian, yeah.
And John Carter, the John Carter series.
And like we were talking about this last week after the show, John Carter should have gotten a sequel.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
Yeah. Like that, I know everybody's like, "Oh, this is just derivative of Star Wars." I'm like, "No, nigga, Star Wars stole from that."
Star Wars is derivative of John Carter.
A Princess of Mars is what the movie was originally, and you know how they got. They're like, "Oh, we can't sell a movie called Princess of Mars," so they sold it as John Carter. Right. So, but yeah, the story's called A Princess of Mars, and that has led into like a whole John Carter series. Like, there's like 10 fucking books or something like that.
And this is like that movie is the only time where I've actually liked Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah, man.
You know,
he was. I mean, the only other thing I've seen him in where I loved him and I thought he killed it in was Friday Night Lights.
Okay, there you go.
It was a good show.
Yeah,
but other than that, yeah, man, it's fucking. You know, it came out the wrong time, man. I feel like it came out today. I think people would be a little more receptive.
I don't know. Yeah, like Valerian. So Valerian came out, and people hated that. I think
Valerian was miscast though.
It was miscast. It was also Luc Besson. Luc Besson. He was pulling too much from all the shit he did on The Fifth Element. You know, because The Fifth Element is directly influenced by Valerian.
Right.
You know, I think that was a case of the director having too much power, and not in like. Because it's a weird, wild movie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that was the right creative team to do Valerian.
Yeah. Listen, I love Dane DeHaan as an actor, but not in that
like
role.
he's not a
swashbuckler,
right?
A womanizing swashbuckler.
He's no Han Solo.
Yeah, man.
You know, he's no Harrison Ford.
And then Cara Delevingne's pretty. But she looks too much like Dane DeHaan. Like, they look like brother and sister. So I was just
I thought I was the only one who thought that.
No. Yeah. I was just like, yo, they look too similar to be lovers, bro. Right. This is. And
is she even like blonde in the comic books? I thought she was raven haired in the comic books.
I mean, I don't really give a shit about that. Just because Lois Lane ain't a redhead in the comics, she's a brunette, and you know our best Lois Lane is Amy Adams, who's a redhead.
Right. Best Lois Lane that has 5 lines.
Fucking so much wasted potential. All right, so our next trailer is Beckett. It's a Netflix joint.
Like
it looks cool.
It looks like a competent thriller. You know, like nothing about it wowed me besides the fact that John David Washington is starring in it.
And he's looking like he's putting in work. So
yeah, I mean, besides that, it looks
like...
And
Luca produced it. And Luca only makes like art house dramas, which is weird that he's producing like this little action thriller.
Yeah. So, I mean, it looks like a competent action thriller, but there's nothing mind-blowing about it. Like, I want to see a better trailer. I think that's it.
Okay.
I need to see a better trailer for it.
I mean, it's on Netflix, so I'm not going to be mad. You know what I mean? If it sucks, I'm just be like, well, you know, it's on Netflix.
Right.
But
I've already paid for it. Yeah.
John David, is he getting to choose his co-stars as far as his actresses? Because like I feel like he's like, yeah, I want to work with her and I want to work with her. Because I'm like, I'm looking at, I'm like, because he's working with Elizabeth Debicki. They had a nice chemistry. I'll show you a picture of her and John David on set, and I'm just like,
so is he, wait, so you think he's using his acting career as like OK Cupid or Tender or some shit like that?
Yeah, man. Because then he was with Zendaya, and they were doing some shit. And damn, I forget the name of that movie, but it was a Netflix movie. I want to say it's like Jules and James, something like that. It was a black and white little art house flick.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. The one I had no interest in seeing.
And now he's doing this with Alicia Vikander.
Hey, good for him.
You know,
Good for you.
but I guess that's what happens when you're Denzel's son. Those genes, they pass on beauty and talent.
So like,
All he has to do is walk in a room, wink, and smile, and then that's it.
so then what happened to fucking Jaden Smith then? Like, if charisma and talent is genetic, what happened to Jaden Smith?
Different bloodline sometimes. sometimes it don't pass on, man. But he's a good rapper.
He's a great rapper. I'm not gonna take that away from him.
That's all I can say. I don't know. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. You know. All right. Let's move on to our main review.
This is a trifecta, right?
Yeah, 3 of them.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The Film Blurbs feature film review.
All right.
Which one we're gonna start with?
Well, let's save the Tomorrow War for last.
Okay.
What do you want to do? You want to do No Sudden Moves since that's the smallest one?
All right. Yeah. No sudden moves. No sudden move. It is what it is.
Yeah,
like,
man.
It's Soderbergh. I've never not liked a Soderbergh film.
Right.
But this is no Out of Sight. You know,
It's slight.
it's very small. It's a very small film, which is good. And it's competently made. I mean, Soderbergh's pretty much wrote the handbook on heist movies for the last 10 years, you know, with the whole entire Ocean's trilogy, Lucky Logan, and like I mentioned before, Out of Sight, which I think is one of his best films and one of my favorite films, honestly.
Yeah, it's connected to Jackie Brown.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, this was a nice little noir. You know, it's his noir, and honestly, I think it could have been better.
I don't know how it could have been better.
It's not. I'm not saying it's a good movie.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's bad,
right.
but I'm just saying like it's minor in his canon. Like I get why this was a HBO Max only exclusive.
Right. This did not need to be on in the theaters.
Yeah, and I understand why they're not even putting it on regular HBO. They're like, yeah, HBO Max only.
Yeah,
I get that.
It's a small movie. I did appreciate you did not like the fact that they shot it real wide. So I think they put like a 12 millimeter Russian film,
and it looked like a fisheye lens at points. It made me dizzy when the camera would tilt up or tilt down or pan from one space to a next. Like,
yeah, I mean, I kind of enjoyed that real thin, shallow depth of field.
I liked it when it was static.
Yeah,
when the shots were static. Whenever there was movement, I started to get dizzy.
Yeah, I can get that. I get that. It's real well acted.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, there's nothing I can say good or bad about the film, but like you made it perfect. It's slight. It's a small little noir film.
Yeah, man.
It's a movie they don't make anymore.
And for a reason.
Yeah.
Because you know what? The other 2 noirs I watched, I was like, man, I wish we'd made these noirs.
Like the 80s noirs?
Like one of the movies they're going to show on Neo Noir Friday is, because every Sunday I wake up and watch Noir Alley on TCM. So now that they're doing Neo Noir on Fridays, one of them's going to be To Live and Die in LA. And I've been trying to see that movie for years.
I just watched that a month ago.
And now I get to finally fucking see it.
It is. Yeah.
All right.
You're going to love it.
Oh.
You're going to love it.
You know, because let's start giving Neo Noir its flowers. You know what I mean? Like Neo Noir right now, like I could list off a bunch of Neo Noirs that we love and people don't even know. Like
Tequila Sunrise.
They're showing that. Heat. Collateral.
Fucking thank you. Collateral. What was it that I watched the other day? White Sands.
Yeah.
Watch White Sands. Oh my God, everything was firing on all cylinders.
Manhunter.
Okay.
Thief.
Yeah. Yep. Thief is on HBO now. It's on HBO Max.
Damn, Michael Mann's the king of neo noir.
Yeah.
Memento's a neo noir.
Yeah. So like, there's a lot of neo noirs going on. Like, you just have to do a deep dive in HBO Max, but also there's a lot of Jim Jarmusch shit on there. I mean, it's not like there's apples and oranges, but I'm just saying, like, there's
Those Dogs a neo noir.
Yeah, sort of. It's kind of.
It could be in there.
Yeah, like if you tried real hard, you could say it was a neo noir, but
yeah, man. Like I said, I'm gonna get through the whole channel, the whole little subgenre on Criterion, because like I said, they threw up 12 movies of neo noirs on, and now I got this on Fridays. They put across 110th Street for Criterion under neo noir, so I'm finally gonna see that movie because I only know the theme song from Jackie Brown. Right. See how the actual movie is.
I think I got a copy of that somewhere.
So yeah, man.
So No Sun Move. Yeah, it's not. You can't even consider a neo noir because it takes place in the 50s.
So it's aping a regular noir. So
yeah, it's. I don't even want to say it's fun because it's not. It's not like a caper.
Yeah,
it's not fun. It's just.
It is what it is.
It's good. Like you're not gonna. It's 2 hours that you won't have to think about the fact that the world is burning.
Yeah. So. All right, let's move on to the Forever Purge, aka MAGA Purge, because the last one was the first Purge, which I like to call Black Lives Matter Purge, and then the one before that was the Purge election year, which was 2016 Purge. The real world has finally caught up to these movies, so it's kind of surreal watching this now, where I'm just like, this used to be like some cool grindhouse shit that was a commentary on politics. And now the world's just gotten so fucking insane that we're basically at the purge.
I said that to myself sitting down watching the first 10 minutes of this movie. I was like, you know what? 10 years ago, this was fantasy.
Yes.
And then 6 months ago, they stormed the fucking Capitol.
Yes.
And the parallels between what happened in January and what you're seeing in the Forever Purge are like, oh, did they just write this? And like, did they just go on CNN and just write this?
That's what's crazy, because this shit was like shot like before
everything,
before the pandemic, and now like watching this now, you're just like, yo, there could not be any more Purge movies, just because like, yo, you guys have now caught up to what's going on in America. There's like. The thing I like about these Purge movies is like ever since the second one, they've gotten more and more and more political. Right. That's why my favorite ones are still 3 and 4.
This one is like, honestly, this is one of the better ones.
Oh, I'm sorry. My favorite one, 3 and 4, because this is the 5th one.
Is this the 5th one? I lost
because we have the Purge and then Purge Anarchy, Purge Election Year, the first Purge, and the Forever Purge.
Okay.
So yeah, this is like the 5th one, and I would say this is the 3rd best in my opinion. But yeah, man, like look, sometimes you got to be on the nose, and this works. Like
it's
literally MAGA Purge.
Yeah,
like
they got flags and everything. They got hats and shit like that.
Yeah, we're taking America back.
Oh,
like man,
and like I was mad triggered watching this.
Yeah, man, I was
movie.
just like watching this movie. I was like, do I need to start investing in some guns? Holy shit!
Yeah,
because this is. The thing that's crazy about the Purge movies, especially these last two, like the first Purge and now the Forever Purge, this shit could happen.
Yeah, like I don't see this. Like
Trump, I wouldn't be surprised if Trump tries to take power again and then enacts this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But then here's the thing: you can't tell white people what to do, so you can't tell them you only get 1 day, and you take it away from them,
and then this shit will happen.
This shit will happen.
Yeah.
It was. If the last 4 years hadn't happened, I would say I would look at these Purge movies, especially this one, and say, man, you're a little too on the nose. Like, what happened to subtlety? Like, you're like, it's kind of ham-fisted.
Yeah.
And living in the darkest timeline now, I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I've heard that. Like, I've heard, like, half the shit in this, like,
you've heard in real life.
It's fucking transcript.
Yeah.
From shit I've heard on the news.
And you know what's crazy is like when they got to El Paso, and you know how they're trying to escape from El Paso, I was like, bro, this is almost like Escape from New York, except it is much better than Escape from LA. Like this, like if this was the sequel to Escape to New York, and like they could have easily swapped in Josh Lucas with Snake Plissken, I've been like, oh fuck, this is like one of the best movies ever made. Because had this been a Plissken joint, I'd been like, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that last half hour was hard as fuck. And then they finally bring in the Native Americans
and they're like, yo, the white man's been stealing our land. Yeah, we got to help you out. Yeah. Oh man. They went deep on they went deep on the last one too. The first Purge. I tell people, and people who I tell to watch it, they come back, they're like, I was not expecting that from a Purge movie. I'm like, cool.
Right, because like you judge everything off of that first Purge movie.
Right, and that first Purge is a piece of shit.
Right. And like even the TV show, you based it off the TV show.
Yeah, because I watched the first 2 episodes of the TV show and I was like, yeah, not feeling it.
Right, but like it has consistently gotten better.
Yeah.
And more political and more on the fucking nose. Almost to a point where it's sort of scary what they predict in this shit.
This is the only series that has gotten better movie by movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like I would say like Purge Anarchy is a good movie, but not my favorite. Then I loved Election Year. I was like, damn, this is awesome. Then the first Purge came out. I was like, fuck, this is the best one. And now this one came out. Do I think it's the best one? No, but it's still
like it still
good.
Holds up.
It's just like,
and I love seeing like Mexicans in the forefront of this shit.
Yeah, man. You know? And they're not being villainized. Like that's the whole arc they go through is like the main white guy, Josh Lucas.
Right.
Who we haven't seen in a minute. He hasn't been in
When was
shit.
the last time Josh Lucas was on?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
shit, yeah.
But it was cool seeing him seeing a Mexican say like, hey man, like what is your problem with us? And he's like, oh, we should stay separate. And then a Mexican say, well, we're in this together now.
Right,
like you got no other choice. And
now, like, spoiler alert, Josh Lucas ends up with a fucking Mexican baby because they have to get across the border.
What's crazy is, too, they want him to kill him, and he's just like, fuck you, hillbilly. And I'm like, wait. Hold on, my man. You were just saying how Mexicans and white people need to stay separate, and you're wearing a cowboy hat. Like, you're a fucking hick, too, my guy.
Well, no, there's a difference between a hick and a hillbilly and a redneck. There is, because I've got hillbilly and redneck friends. You can be a hillbilly, not racist. There's levels to the shit, but also yes, white on white violence. This is a thing you got to stop.
Oh, but that shit was that shit was funny where the dude called his wife mother.
Yeah,
you know where that came from? That's that Penn shit. Like when he starts screaming, "Mother, no, mother, you killed mother!" I was like, "What?" And he looked like a MAGA dude too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just even the fuck. Yeah,
see it, guys. Like that's all I can say.
Yeah, I mean,
it's you're gonna have some flashbacks, like some Vietnam flashbacks.
You're gonna get real triggered
yeah.
by it. You know,
yeah, man.
Like the fact that fascism now, it's like
on a razor thin edge, like
right
between democracy and fascism. Like it is Occam's razor right now.
And so that's what this all is all about. That's what the Forever Purge is about.
Yeah, man, and it shows it don't take too much to topple the U.S.
Right. Yeah.
It's like the Three Little Pigs story. All you gotta do is just blow real hard. Oh shit!
Yeah. So yeah, watch the Forever Purge. It's something.
No more though. No more. Like there's nothing you guys can do that's gonna top this. Like you got.
I mean, I can see how they're gonna top it, man. We got to go back into America, and now that the Purge is happening forever, it's all of the Antifa, cats fighting all the purgers.
Nah, because you gotta come up with a better political story. Because
why, man? Like we'll just watch the news cycle, and they'll just like the shit that happened in Philly yesterday. You hear about that?
No.
Some white supremacists tried to like hold a July 4th rally in Philadelphia, and fucking, you fuck around and you find out in Philly, the people just fucking the counter protesters chased them down the fucking street. On some real Philly shit.
Oh my God, what are we doing, America? Oh my God, what the fuck? God damn it, man.
Yeah.
Well, we need our shields, man.
Yes.
You know why? Because then you'll have 2 black Captain America coming in and stomping in racists. I will curb stomp a racist out.
And I will...
With the shield.
You can do that. I will definitely be on a building with a sniper rifle. I'll take all the headshots.
I will put... Listen, I'm putting on the full suit. I am Captain America now.
Are you putting on the Sam Wilson Captain America? Are you putting on the...
I'm gonna put on a hybrid. I want to represent both.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So someone design us a hybrid suit for Brandon.
Yeah. Make it bulletproof, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna kill racists. I'm a man of the people. If I see, and I don't fight off cops because that's what Captain America did. He stepped in and fought cops too. So that's why Captain America's my hero. He said, "Fuck the government. Fuck authoritarianism. The people are who matter. I'll become a war criminal too, and then I'll build my own Avengers and we'll save the world."
I'm loving this plan. I'm about it.
All right.
I'm about it. Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
So speaking of saving the world.
Speaking of saving the world.
The Tomorrow War.
Oh, AKA Andy Dwyer goes to the future.
I love how Chris Pratt was the least interesting character in his own fucking movie. Like everybody else.
He's always the least fucking interesting character in every movie.
I would say Guardians, no, but this one, it made it clear. I was just like, bro, everybody else is so much like watching Yvonne Strahovski in this. I was just like, we need to put her in more. Like that scene on the beach where she's like emoting. Right. I was just like, we gotta put you in more, girl. Like you're too beautiful and too talented to not be in more shit.
So let's talk about this. All right, well, the Tomorrow War. First things first, pacing and editing were all over the place with this fucking movie.
Yeah, this movie could have been shorter.
It could have been shorter, or it could have kept the same length, but they should have put the fucking emphasis on different things. This could have been a Spielberg film, right? My biggest problem is how they open the goddamn film.
Oh yeah, with the flash forward.
With the flash
you
forward.
Didn't need that.
We didn't need that. That would have been a suspenseful scene in the middle of the fucking movie.
Yes, if we didn't already see that.
Right. But we saw it, so like there's no stakes.
You know what I would have done? I would have opened with the jump, but then cut right to when he was falling. Like you see from his point of view, it hit like the building coming up.
I wouldn't have even done that. I would have started the movie from the soccer game for when they first appear. Then you could cut 10 minutes out of the movie, because the first 10 minutes is pretty much Chris Pratt on a job interview.
And they didn't need that because that's never paid off.
Right.
Him being a high school teacher is what's paid off, right. Not him trying to
find this job or being an expert in science, right. Whatever. So you could have just started from when the future soldiers come back, everything on the football pitch or whatever like that. You could have done some really great Michael Bay circa Armageddon crowd shots of, like different bars across the world. Then you cut right to the aftermath, people dealing with shit. You cut to Chris Pratt as a science teacher trying to motivate his students. You could have cut that first 10 minutes out.
But then again, I do get why they kept it in, because that's the scene on the beach where to me it's the best scene in the movie, where she's just letting it all go and telling him, where she says to him, you were never happy and that's why you left, because you were just never happy.
But there could have been other ways to do that, though.
That's true.
There are other
I get why they kept that, so that was paid off. But I agree with you, that could have been done much better. I want to also say it's weird that they're having a holiday party at their house, and this nigga's, not only is he on a job interview, but then his wife is like, yeah, you got to go watch soccer with your daughter. I'm like, but what about all these motherfuckers who are in your house?
Right. Yeah.
You guys should be entertaining. And then she joins him to sit on the couch to watch it. I'm like,
bitch, you got a fucking party going on.
Yeah, I was like, I was like, both of you got a host.
Both of you are the worst hosts ever.
Yeah, man. Like, everybody's just standing there chilling. I'm like, why'd you have a holiday party?
Right.
So yeah, man. J.K. Simmons kills it.
And
he's in. Whoa, he got
he got jacked.
Yeah, I was like, damn. Now I watch it. I was like, I got no excuses, man. No excuses.
Sam Richardson was wasted.
I think he was the best character in the movie. I think we need to put him in more shit.
He could have been the best character in the movie, but he was totally just...
I liked his character.
I liked his character. I wish there was more of it. I wish there was some more substance behind him, besides like the funny guy who's a coward.
Because he acted his ass off in that one scene where Chris Pratt's like, "Oh, Charlie, you made it," and then the look on his face where he said, "I hid," like the shame and just shock, and like he sold that.
Yeah. So my thing is, I found this an interesting movie just because of the way, like the question I asked is like, how do they pick who goes to the future? And they answered that in a really interesting way.
Yeah, because that's how, since they did that correctly, then I believe that Sam Richardson was recruited to this. So.
Right. Yeah. So like that made the movie so much more interesting to me, the recruitment.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. Once they come back from the future and they have this weapon, right? Why don't they just mass produce it and just wait, right? Instead, they go to fucking fat Mark Cuban.
Oh, yeah.
Who's like, oh, it's all over and stuff like that. Oh, we're just gonna, wait the next 30 years for the shit to happen. It's like, nigga, literally, we have the weapon. So why don't you just mass produce this shit and we go look for the aliens?
They explained that. They're like, oh,
no, he was like, oh, can't waste taxpayers' money.
But they even said, like, the United Nations has fallen. We're about to go to war with each other. Like,
it was lazy. It was a lazy justification.
Am I saying I'm not saying it's good, but at least they explained it. It's more than what some movies do. Some movies are just like, they just go right around that, but at least they tried here.
Yeah, and they didn't I don't know why they didn't send more technology back, like this, like the blueprints for some shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It was like they were like, oh, we only have these 2 time tunnel things, and they're barely held together. It's like, but we got plenty of shit back here in the past. Why don't you just fork over those blueprints, and we'll start building them, and we can, do some stuff.
Well. This was for those of you who are wondering. This is exclusively on Amazon Prime. This is one of the ones Paramount sold to Amazon Prime. It is streaming in Dolby Vision 4K. Has Dolby Atmos playback. And watching this, I was just like, I don't know what the fuck Paramount is smoking, but this is one where y'all should have hybrid this shit, where it got a dual.
I would have watched this in theaters. I would have watched.
Yeah, give it to theaters, like IMAX, everything, Dolby Cinema, IMAX, all the big screens. Give it that, and then you put it on Paramount Plus and say, hey, $20, you could watch it, own it forever. Like you should have did that type of release, because the fact that they sold this off but kept Infinite, and I have a feeling I know why they sold this one off. Because it comes down to the minorities and the women who solve the problems and save the world, not Chris Pratt.
You think it's that?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not that, but you think they really thought that heavy about it? Because I mean, honestly,
Yo, listen, even Betty Gilpin solves a problem that Chris Pratt couldn't. Where I was like, so all the women, all the minorities are the ones who are doing all the heavy lifting and saving the world, and this nigga's just there. Like Chris Pratt is literally just there.
Yeah.
Like it comes down to the women and the minorities.
And one old guy.
Yeah, because JK does more than he does.
Yeah, honestly, now that I think of it, yeah,
because they wouldn't be shit without him getting them to the Arctic.
And none of like his supposed training, military training, it doesn't really come into play anyway.
Yeah, except that he knows how to lead a team,
right?
And that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, that's it. So I mean, I would have watched this in theaters.
It's a nice little throwback blockbuster. It reminds me of like the shit we would get in the 90s, except like with today's technology.
Yeah, like the creature design was on point.
Yeah. I like the reveals of the creature. Like the movie took its time to not show you what they look like. Right. And then it was like a Jaws reveal when you first see them. Like it was a slow build up. Like that tension in the staircase before they started shooting and running. That was great tension.
I just wish the name was better.
Tomorrow War is kind of corny.
No, I'm talking about for the creatures. They call them white spikes.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like the next evolution of White Girl Wasted. It sounds like you take a White Claw and a spiked tea or some shit like that. It's a white spike. I think this had room for improvement.
Yeah.
A better director.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, some of this action and some of like the directing choices could have been better with a more seasoned director.
Right, a better director or better script and a more attention to pacing, because like it everything is there.
Yeah.
And that's the frustrating thing about
to make this like a great movie.
Yeah, like everything was fucking there on screen. It just sort of needed to be reworked.
Yeah. Fucking I don't know, man. I mean, that's why Paramount's in last place. Like they clearly don't know what they're doing. They're trying to hedge their bets on A Quiet Place and Mission Impossible movies. Like that's what they're gonna survive on.
Can we have like, you know how there's an Instagram takeover, you know, like where someone takes over your Instagram account for a day? Can I just take over Paramount for a week, for like a week,
to get them back on top?
To get them back on top. Like, I swear to God, your numbers will be awesome.
Yeah, because the only other thing they've greenlit recently was the next Transformers movie, which apparently not only is it gonna be the Autobots and the Decepticons,
but it's the Beast Wars.
Yeah, Beast Wars.
Yeah.
And that's the only Transformers I know. I used to watch that as a kid before I went to school, and like, I mean, I'm not, as somebody who liked Beast Wars, I'm not jonesing for Beast Wars fucking live action movie.
No one is, man.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't they do a soft reboot with Bumblebee? What happened to that? What happened to like that journey?
And make the money they wanted.
So like sometimes a motherfucking movie doesn't make money. Like, that's the problem. You're in it for the short money instead of the long money.
Yeah, man, because imagine if Batman Begins came out today and grossed what it did today. They would just give up. They'd just be like, oh, well, we tried.
Right.
Because Batman Begins wasn't a runaway hit. It wasn't until The Dark Knight where the shit started grossing $1 billion.
Right,
It was one of the first movies. It wasn't the first, but it was one of the first to gross $1 billion.
So stop with the short money and like just fucking think
long term.
Think 10 years.
Yeah.
Think franchise. If you're not making art house films, then then think franchise. Think long haul.
Marvel didn't make $1 billion movies until
fucking Captain America.
Avengers.
Right.
So yeah, man, that's all I gotta say. Right. Like Tomorrow War, would I watch it again? Probably eventually. It's entertaining enough, but like nothing that you need to run to your Amazon.
It'll be on, and no one's ruining anything for it, like on it for you. Does it deserve a sequel? Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe if they put us on, it'll get a sequel.
All right. Well, that was episode 11. We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Norwood, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, and I am not the motherfucking protagonist.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best. It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFireXL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.